Let's talk about these famous Deadwood female characters.
Yeah.
Because Deadwood sure does have some of the strongest and best female characters I've seen in a TV show.
Yeah.
And, you know, strong female characters is a term that is thrown around the internet quite a lot. It's a very, very hot topic at the moment.
Yeah.
And a lot of people misconstrue it to mean that they are tough, they are physically strong female characters. And that's simply not the case. That's not what people are saying when we say they want a strong female character.
Yeah.
I think people are getting mixed up with someone like Buffy. Buffy is a great character. She's filled with personality and she's her own person, but she is physically strong at the same time, like any of the male characters. But what makes a strong female character is, funnily enough, what makes a strong male character. Three-dimensional, interesting, depth, all this stuff. And Deadwood hits the nail on the fucking head.
Yeah.
Because these female characters in Deadwood are diverse, interesting, they have their own wants, needs and desires, and they all have their own places in the world of Deadwood.
Yeah.
And, you know, they are able to overcome these almost like stereotypical female roles that are assigned to them. You know, Alma is a mother.
Yeah.
To the little girl.
Sophia.
Trixie's a whore, the oldest female, the oldest profession, the oldest female role in the book, where a lot of stigma against women came from.
Yep.
You know, whores. It's like, you know, just the name is imbued with such historical significance going back to the time of Christ, basically. You've got a character like Mrs. Garrett, who Mrs. Garrett is defined by her. Mrs. Bullock. Sorry, Mrs. Bullock is defined by the fact that she's going to want to become a school teacher.
Yeah.
These traditional female character roles, and I think this was an intentional part on David Milch, is that they're able to overcome these stereotypical roles that society forces upon women, particularly women of this time period.
Yeah.
Alma is able to overcome the fact that she's not just a mother, she's basically the fucking director of a gold mining business, and an incredibly profitable one as well. Yeah. She managed to overcome grief and depression and drug addiction and makes herself into a better person. Trixie is a highly ambiguous and interesting character in that, you know, she is trying to better herself. Maybe she wants to be a prostitute and she wants to become an accountant or something like that. But it's a bit ambiguous whether she actually wants to do it or she's doing it just on behalf of Al.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, we know that Al has Trixie has some kind of control and sway over Al. She's able to spar with Al probably better than anybody else because she knows where it hurts, basically. Then you've got a character like Mrs. Bullock. Well, Mrs. Bullock could come across as being quite a dull character. It's intentional.
Yeah.
It's absolutely intentional because, you know, again, in that time period, it's almost encouraged that people be boring.
Plus, you got to consider that every character in Deadwood is sort of more colourful because they're sort of rogues and outlaws, or prostitutes, or pimps, or stuff like that.
Mrs. Bullock comes from a civilised world.
Yeah.
She comes from a place where it's expected of women to just fulfil their roles.
Yeah.
But clearly she's depressed and clearly she's upset about her life and she's dealing with the loss of her husband and trying to raise a child. But she does it all through the guise of this kind of upstart, kind of dull person. But it's intentional, I think. It's absolutely intentional. And then on the complete other end of Mrs. Bullock is Jane. And again, it's great with Jane. I love the stuff we do with Jane in this season, where she's a rough and ready rogue, you know. She never fitted into conventional society because she's not traditionally feminine. No. And she cannot fit into the society which places such an emphasis on male dominance and females as like the whores, the mothers, the teachers. Yeah. And Calamity Jane doesn't fall into any of those things. But for whatever reason, she's able to make her own home in Deadwood. Yeah. She's able to overcome all these stereotypical concepts and ideas, and she's able to, like I said, overcome them and just form her own personality. And I would say the same for Joni as well. Yeah. Joni starts out as a prostitute, again, all depression in the world, and she's trying to make something of herself. She's trying to break free from these societal changes, stereotypical images. She essentially wants to prove to her father figure Si that she can make it out on her own, probably like any teenager, young adult would want to do.
Yeah.
So these female characters are just as strong and impressive as the male characters for all the right reasons.
Yeah.
In that it is quite a feminist show, I think.
Yeah.
When you get right down to it, because it is about, if you look at all the female characters and the roles that are assigned to them, they are all stereotypical female roles, and then these characters are almost able to rise above them. Ironically, the only one who so far hasn't been able to rise above it is Mrs. Bullock.
Yeah.
She just seems trapped in her ways.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably intentional.
Well, maybe through the tragedy of her son dying, she'll be able to do that.
Hopefully.
Possibly in season 3.
Sorry, that was my little feminist rant.
Yeah. Yes.
So I hopefully I've got the point across.
Yes, you seem to have done so very well and very longly.
Thank you. But it's just so rare that you find these kind of characters in like anything.
Yep.
Like movies, books, TV shows, video games. You never find these kind of genuinely strong female characters. I don't care much for his writing style, but I like Joss Whedon's attitude to female characters.
Yeah.
He was at a convention once and some guy asked him like, so why do you write such strong female characters?
Yeah.
And Joss Whedon said, because you're still asking that question.
Yeah.
And he's like, yep.
Yeah.
Deadwood is light years ahead.
Yeah.
In terms of even what modern day TV shows are trying to do in its approach to female characters, they're three-dimensional, fascinating, and David Milch I think is saying a lot about traditional female roles.
Yep.
Like I said, the whore, the teacher, the mother, very intentional I think.
Even a character like Miss Isringhausen.
Yeah.
Works perfectly fine. 'Cause she's just essentially like just as crooked and evil as like the male characters.
Yeah.
Just as interested in Byzantinely like plotting and doing all this sort of dense stuff. It's like.
In fact, she probably poses one of the biggest threats to Al.
Yeah.
Because she's one of the Pinkertons.
Yeah.
And she potentially has the power to call Al out on his past.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to just give a 10-15 minute discussion about the amazing female characters of Deadwood because not enough TV shows do it.
Exactly. And another way that everything's grown so much just from season 1, like you'd never have said that about season 1, as good as it was, the female characters just weren't as well written and they were still sort of more stereotypical ones.
Yeah.
Like Alma doesn't even have a line of dialogue, I don't think, until episode 3.
Not much, no.
I think the first episode she looks out a window and then shuts a blind.
Yeah.
But that's all intentional because it shows that as more and more these characters get into this society, they can become themselves more and...
That's it.
Yeah.
It's a comment on how society places these gender stereotypes on people.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, gender stereotypes are stupid.
Yep.
They have no bearing on your personality. They are only in place because society tells you to act that way.
Yeah.
And ultimately they can suck your soul out.
Yeah.
You know, someone like Mrs. Bullock is clearly a victim of society. You know, she's been told to act in a certain way. Same for Alma as well, as a high-class New York family lady. She's probably been raised her entire life to act like a lady.
Yep.
And in Deadwood she's able to break free from that and become her own person.
Yeah.
So, and I couldn't imagine from season 1 saying Deadwood is a feminist show.
Yeah.
But it kind of is.
Kind of is, yeah.
It kind of is.
Yes. I mean, it's just amazing the way that, like... Well, I mean, it's interesting to think what David Milch is trying to say about, like, society and all and, like, law and government, because all these characters, in a way, only because they've come to Deadwood can they be themselves, and they can sort of... Because there is no law and order and structure, everyone has to make their own way, and everyone has to plot things themselves and all this kind of stuff. It's almost like he's trying to say that that's a way to live, by your own laws and just helping people and being as good as you can, rather than following any kind of strict rules and regulations. It's just coming together as people and realising you're part of something more than just yourself.
What the great thing about this season of Deadwood is that you could latch on to any element and talk all day about it. Yeah. Easily. Like what I just did then, I probably just skimmed all the stuff I wanted to say about the female characters in Deadwood. I could go on forever about how amazing they are. I could go on about how, how the community is formed in Deadwood. We've done an episode about that. The place of religion in Deadwood, the place of government in Deadwood, local law enforcement, vigilantism, isolation, depression. It's all in there.
It's all in there. The whole of life.
The whole of life is in Deadwood.
Yeah.
It just covers everything. You could take any aspect of Deadwood and analyse it, look into it as much as you can, and you will still find stuff. It's so multifaceted. It is so rich and so dense that it's difficult to take it in one viewing. And it's only when you kind of finish watching and you think about it, Jesus Christ, it's just
amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, even more incredible, this was the work of almost just one man. Yeah. This is just David Milch. I mean, they have writers, but it's pretty much known that David Milch pretty much wrote all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just incredible. Like, you think about most TV shows, like I don't know, Simpsons or something. Great show. How many writers did each season have? Tens,
yeah.
I mean, this is all the work of one man giving complete freedom.
One crazy guy.
One crazy nut job called David Milch. God bless him. Easily the best writer to ever work in television.
Yeah, definitely.
Just the writing style and I mean, we could have spent 2 hours quoting the show.
Yeah, quite easily. And talking about the way the characters talk, of the language and the way they use.
Not even that. You can just quote.
Just quoting. Yeah.
You could read the script and every single line would be just quote after quote after quote. I mean, Jesus Christ. What was your favourite episode of season 2 then? To try and get it onto sort of.
Some kind of track.
Yeah.
I would go, as my favourite episode of season 2, I would go for Requiem for a Gleet.
That's amazing.
The Boy of the Earth Talks too.
That's the stunning. That's the last one. Yeah, that's great.
And those would be my 2 favourites.
My favourites would be Amalgamation and Capital.
Oh, I was going to say that one as well, yeah.
That's amazing, where the boy gets run over by the horse.
Yeah.
Stunningly edited, perfectly shot. That one is the most visceral, I think. The first episode.
Yeah, oh, that's great. Yeah.
Where I think the first one's the most conventionally satisfying.
Yeah.
You actually get to see Al and Seth fight
each other. It's great.
It's amazing, so well directed and everything. It's just so many great moments. I mean, do you have a favourite moment? I think there's too many, to be honest. I love the scene where Wilcott kills the prostitutes. Is the best.
That's haunting.
That's the best directed one. Yeah. But it's a bit depressing, so maybe the bit where Utter beats up Wilcott's really great.
Yeah.
The whole last. If you could have a last scene, it would be the whole scene where they sign the Declaration to become part of America and the hoedown.
I was going to say, that whole last 20-minute sequence is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
My favourite line of dialogue is when Sai is trying to sell the concept of the Chinese horse, and he's like, they say every venom from the viper is... I don't know his exact words.
It's the grip of the viper has nothing on their snatch.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. The grip of the viper has nothing on their snatch.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
That is awesome. I think the best moment is the speech Al gives.
Yes.
In the beginning of EB was left out. It gets to it's amazingly well written, perfectly delivered, and it gets to the theme of the show about you might get knocked down, you get up, take it like a man, you keep going.
Words to fucking live by.
It is. This show is so philosophical and so full of wisdom and wit, and it's just brilliant, isn't it? You could live by the stuff you learn from this show about
easily, the
tragedies that these people face, and it's just amazing. I think this, like a lot of TV, is more just about narrative pleasures and things like that. Like this, it'd be hard to live by the things that learn from The Wire or The Sopranos or something like that.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, live by Game of Thrones rules. Everyone's out to get you and kill you.
Yeah, basically.
Isn't it rare to see a prestige thing in any medium, really? Even film and books are usually depressing, where it's about people becoming nicer. Yeah. And it's about how people can be better than they are.
It's just positive. And that's what makes it such a pleasure to watch.
Yeah.
Is that it is ultimately quite a positive show.
Well, it's all about how you can be better than you are, rather than decline like The Sopranos. It's about being a better human being at the end of it than you are at the beginning.
Yeah.
Again, just words to fucking live by. Season 2 of Deadwood, my favourite season of television of all time. Have you got any closing thoughts?
There's nothing.
There's nothing. Do you feel like a better man having
I do feel like a better person for watching Deadwood.
Yes.
And I look forward to seeing where they take it all in season 3.
Yes.
My expectations are tempered a little bit because...
Yeah. Because I've been bad-mouthing it.
Yeah. A little bit. But also because for me, a lot of the thematic stuff has kind of
Been done. Yeah.
For me, I feel like a lot of it's reached its conclusions already.
Yeah.
So it's more like from a story point of view, I want to see how
Yeah.
where it goes becoming, you know, like...
Yes.
Because as far as I'm concerned, now that they've signed the deal, they've done the deal, that's it for Deadwood.
Yeah.
Like, you know, all this stuff about the encroachment of America coming, it's done, it's over, because it's happened.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And the guys, well, it's why those two scenes are juxtaposed, because Al and Seth and who's Hurst there?
No, it's Hugo Jarry.
That's it, Hugo Jarry.
Yeah.
They're signing this declaration, which basically makes Deadwood part of America. It means that it's now they have to, you know, be part of the government basically, and the government can start controlling Deadwood. But it's all happening to this party, and all the people are unaware of the political machinations that are going on in the background. It's a perfect contrast because that's what happens in real life. We don't know what the politicians are planning to do next. We don't know how it's going to affect our lives. We just have to live with it.
The best you can do is dance and
Yeah.
enjoy the moment.
Yeah, that's the best you can do is, you know, life can, like Al says, life can throw you down.
Yeah.
You know, it can piss on you. You've got more beatings to come. So just get up, take it like a man, and just keep going.
Yeah. The best you can do is just be happy with each other.
Yeah.
Is be a member of a... Essentially, that's what the last scene is getting at. Like everyone who isn't like this god character is together and happy and they're enjoying themselves, because that's what you have to do in order to live. You've got to be part of like a bigger thing. Like they're at that party. They're damaged, wounded people who have come together just to celebrate something temporarily. As you say, well, America is happening essentially. Yeah.
Brilliant.
What more do you want from a show?
There's nothing more you could want.
Exactly. It is just amazing. Like, have you ever seen anything where you could talk about as much or it felt so deep? It's just endless, isn't it?
Endless,
like,
yeah. Yeah.
And the amazing thing is just how entertaining it is.
Yeah, I'd say it never, like I said, first season, they felt like 50-minute episodes. These ones, they just went down so easy.
Yeah.
Like, I could just keep on watching them.
Yeah.
Like I said, after a couple of episodes, Deadwood season 1, I was a bit like, I'm done for a bit. You know, that was a heavy meal.
Yeah.
This one, it was like, that was a heavy meal, but I'm hungry for more.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Let's see how many we can do.
Yeah.
Lots of food metaphors.
That's the food metaphors.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I loved it. It was brilliant.
It was absolutely...
And thank you for forcing me to watch Deadwood.
It's okay.
After all these years, I've been like, you should watch it. You should watch it. Thank you for introducing it to me, because I do genuinely feel like a better person if I watch Deadwood.
It is, I'll say it's completely unique. I think Deadwood, especially season 2, people will look in 30 years' time and say this was the best show ever made, and it's going to be Citizen Kane or something. People are going to say, I got into writing because of this.
Yeah.
This is the big thing for me. I mean, I think it already has like a loyal cult. I mean, it was fairly successful when it was on anyway, but it's got a massive cult of fans who just love it.
Yeah.
And just people who just adore everything about it. I think this is going to it's going to be eternal. Like, this is going to be seen as the high watermark of sort of the golden age of TV. This is going to be the show that everything aspires to be. Just amazing. Just any closing thoughts, or do you think we've exhausted?
We've exhausted it, I think.
Yeah.
Well, we can keep on going.
No, it's okay.
But I don't think we will.
No. We'll watch season 3 and then we'll have to do a summing up of the whole show, which will be about 5 hours long.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to put a whole day aside. Yeah. Season 2, what did you think? Did you like it as much?
You better have done.
Yeah.
Now we're on to season 3.
Yay.